We're going to watch him go up against Donai. Let's check it out. Oh, it looks like it's not the one you're worried about, Krakeny. We've got a different one here. It is going to be the Chinese versus the Delhi. I mean, we already know that it was going to be the Chinese for Krakeny, right? It's the other side that was the question mark. Let's see what Donster's going to do. It's always fun to check out Don. I think he has a very kind of all-in style to the way he plays. I think the thing I enjoy about Artie, he might every once in a while make a bit of a dribble brain play or a kind of like all-in replay, but he commits. That's the thing I enjoy about Artie's games. And he also acknowledges when what he done may be stupid. But it's what always makes it kind of interesting. Compared to other players that maybe look for a backup plan, you'll just see him kind of balls against the walls kind of style his AO4, which is quite refreshing to see. He's up against a guy who knows Chinese inside and out, though, so Krakeny shouldn't fall for anything too cheeky or cheesy. And Donster, I haven't really been watching as many of his games since the Outpost got nerfed. I remember when he was just doing that every single game, bullying every single person. Let's see if he can bring something different to the table. And by the way, for those that don't know, Krakeny, I think he's just outside the top 50 right now, if I'm not mistaken, 51st on his main account, as well as his ult being 54th. Donster is sinking a bit. Donati is down to 91st. I don't know if he's been splitting his time between AoE 3 or AoE 4 recently, but maybe time to get back on the 4 bandwagon before you slip out of the top 100. Let's see how this one's going to play out in the early game. We are going to be playing on Lipany, a map that, of course, does benefit the Delhi. Usually, or at least that is the traditional way of thinking of it. I think the Chinese are decent against the Delhi, though, because one thing they can do is they can quickly just rush up outposts on each of these sacred sites. They can even go for a Barbican drop. In fact, this is the type of map where you can get desirable Barbican drops because typically at least one of the boars spawns close to a sacred site. So if Krakeny wants, he'll probably go Imperial Academy to open up, but he could easily drop a Barbican next to the boar afterwards. I think if he does try to go Barbican second and he does it away from his base, he will be punished because of how quickly the Delhi flood the mid-map with cavalry typically. But if he goes for a Barbican drop first next to the sacred site, this could just take away one of the key points for Donati indefinitely. Let's see how this other game's going to go. So, looks like you actually got a decent amount of sheep. Typically, you want to get as many sheep as possible because you want to keep the milk condensed. Because when you drop that Imperial Academy, like, you know, you eventually have to move out to probably deer, right? But you are going to be able to get that Imperial Academy tax buff, and it's a very big boon to your kind of mid-game economy. So, I think actually sheep, I have civs which require them the most. I'd say like Mongols, in my opinion, are still number 1, but maybe Chinese are number 2 most important for getting sheep. The reason I put Mongols as number 1 is because I think if you have to sidestep into pastures, you heavily damage timings on a civ that can't actually have much rope, right? Like, there's not much wiggle room with the Mongols. You either play optimally or get overran by most other civs in the game. But definitely Chinese are very high on the list, simply because if you get sheep next to the berries, you're going to be floating more additional tax on the middle. And it is going to be the Imperial Academy opening, so we'll see if he goes for the Barbican and what he wants to do with it afterwards. It might be worth just keeping it in his arsenal in case Donati goes for anything sort of cheeky or cheesy. In fact, looking at the layout, the Barbican could be used to secure the west side deer as well as the gold. It's not a priority in the first 10 minutes for Krakeny per se, but after that, he's going to need the additional food income. Alternatively, I quite like the idea the Barbican dropped here between the 2 wood lines next to the deer and the gold. Also gives him kind of a staging point moving towards the sacred sites where it'll be easier for him to contest them with slower moving units. Donster. Oh, come on! I'm getting tired of it, folks. Come on, Artie. You lost to the good old Tower Victory, all right? If you want to get the dubs yourself, maybe it's time to try that flavor of the month. I'm disappointed, folks. Too much Dome of Faith for my liking. No, no, no. I think we would have seen a change in the meta on Delhi towards more Tower Victories if it wasn't for the new civs that are coming. Now there are new civs coming. I think people are going to be exploring new Delhi builds less, so they might just stick with the more atypical Dome of Faith opening. I still think Tower Victory is incredibly exploitable, though. Why is Tower Victory better? So Tower Victory, the cool thing around Tower Victory is at lower quantities of troops, Dome of Faith is nicer. because you can go for a more research-heavy build because you'll have additional scholars at a cheaper price. You also are going to be able to efficiently heal and get them involved in the early battles. So say you're at like 20 to 30 military pop cap. I actually like Dome of Faith. It's very good. The problem I have with Dome of Faith is typically, whether you go Dome of Faith or Tower of Victory, quite frequently what you see Delhi players do is clumping up to 50 to 60 military. As 50 to 60 military, at that stage in the game, like you should have enough eco to afford additional scholars at the premium. But also, the other key point is that the extra 20% attack speed buff starts to actually benefit you more than the additional healers in the early game at that quantity. Small quantities, the extra attack speed doesn't matter as much. Like if you only got 10 archers, you're not really going to feel the difference of 20% attack speed. But when you get up to 30 archers and 20 spearmen, that's when things start to kind of pivot. And also, I think it comes down to your win condition. For me, a lot of Delhi players still struggle with the idea of playing for mid to late game castle age. It's all about early castle. And because Delhi players target that timing, Dome of Faith makes more sense. Because if the game does go late, and this has always been the thing with Tower of Victory, if the game goes hyper late, Tower of Victory is just better, right? If I'm trying to pop capped. But that's a contradictory statement. Like, you're disregarding everything else that happens in the game. That's why Dome of Faith was so popular for so long, is that it enables your early mid game, whereas Tower of Victory is only meant for your late game. It's the same reason why you see so many people still go Council Hall instead of Abbey of Kings. It gives you options. It gives you possibilities. So Tower of Victory really comes online around mid-Castle Age, because at that point, you're starting to transition probably into Men-at-Arms with that build, and you're going to have Home Blades as well. That attack speed plus Home Blades is lethal. If your win condition is in Feudal, though, and you are trying to end the game at around 40 to 50 military pop cap, then Dome of Faith makes sense. I still, however, think that maybe the way forward for the Delhi, and I think this is especially true with the current format being TC's easy to build, is 2 TC Tower Victory. And what you do is you essentially get more glass cannon factor out of your initial troops so they can trade individually better one-on-one. And although it delays your scholar timing, when the scholars come in, they're going to be enabling individually more powerful units. Now, I think there is also an argument, do you need horsemen? And I think that's one of the biggest tough things right now and why people go Dome of Faith. People go for Dome of Faith so frequently because horsemen. So Tower of Victory makes no sense. If horsemen get nerfed, I think Tower of Victory is going to come into meta. But yeah, Krakeny just done a nutty timing. He went for the Castle Age rush. He's been doing more of this, so he's going to rush in. 7-minute Castle Age, not bad, not bad. Showing how powerful the Chinese can be, and straight into the Palace Guard. And this is what I was a little bit worried about for Donster. He's only now walling up and securing sacred sites as the flood of Palace Guard is going to begin. And now, keep in mind, Krakeny, we said he should have enough sheep to float himself well on the attacks initially. And then, if he's pushing mid-map with Palace Guard, he can just go into the deer afterwards. Damn, I'm glad he reminded me this is going on. I got deep into the Tower of Victory flab, but who cares about that? This is more important. Even more so when you see that Don Artie did not get textiles. Whoops. Palace Guard are going to push him back. He already drained his initial berries and sheep. He has at least got them in reserve, so that's the plus side. Good job by Don to actually go after the berries first. But now he can only get sheep. And he's going to struggle to get the counter. Artie was trying to save up for Castle Age. You can see the food and gold situation. In fact, Artie built barely any military here. Now he might be forced to build more. I mean, you can try to play condensed. You could get there in the food and gold, but the question mark is what you're going to sacrifice in the meantime. Because it looks like Krakeny doesn't actually have an interest in decapping sacred sites. I think he just wants to reach critical mass at Palace Guard and then dive the base. And critical mass is probably about 15 to 20. If he can reach that number before tech up begins, I actually don't think Artie can tech up at all. In fact, I hope, yeah. Okay, Artie's at least going textiles. I was about to say, this is a key detail because you are now going to get dove when you try to tech up. You need to have textiles. Otherwise, your builders won't be able to complete. Wow. Krakeny. I mean, we saw him attempt this against the English. I think that was the matchup against the Muslim. And he agreed that it was not the right civ, not the right build. But this is the right civ, the right build. He doesn't even need to rush a nest of bees because he has no reason to do so yet. Palace Guard are going to become a nuisance because remember, they move at 1.38 movement speed, which is faster than the villagers. And dive in. He's doing it against the Delhi. You can see the full garrison. Sure, it's slowly going to kill Palace Guard, but I don't think it's going to kill him quick enough. And also, in the meantime, you're idling up, but look at the sneak. Okay, Artie actually done this brilliantly well. He snuck out 6 villages. This is enough that Krakeny might not suspect a tech up is underway. He's going to waste time idling all these villagers. He'll kill off a few, but now he's not achieving his win condition. Donster is actually sneaking what he needs to get back in this game. However, it is definitely coming at a price. The amount of idle villages he has, it's 25 villages. Don has 31 villages total, folks. This means all of his villages are idle in terms of income. Look at the numbers right now. Don is getting nothing but gold trickle from sacred sites. Yeah, you are seeing the power formation. It's kind of ridiculous. You keep swerving around, you stay out of range of the pass guard. It's one nuisance a lot of Chinese players have when they try to utilize the pass guard like this. However, he is slowly getting them. And I don't know if Don is going to be able to do anything when he arrives. He hasn't even built a marketplace yet. He'll be able to build one over here. Yeah, he's already prepping it. But even then, I don't think trade is going to be good enough. It might be dubious at best. Like, actually, the only way Don gets back in this game is if Krakeny runs out of food. And just on cue, Krakeny is idling villagers at home. He needs to get on the deer. If he gets on the deer, I don't actually think Donati can get a counter out. The villagers, I mean, it's been a heavy hit. The frustration for Donster is he hasn't been able to heal any of these guys. So he's just slowly hemorrhaging more and more villagers. And, oh, no! He got distracted. He'll try for the wall low. Krakeny will peel away straight away, though. He'll just wrap around. Crossbow counter is at least coming out. But, I mean, a lot of damage has been done here. The only thing missing now is Krakeny needs to torch through and decap on these sacred sites. In the meantime, they'll keep the pressure up. And, oh, my God. He saw the villager. He saw the villagers? Oh, my God. He actually saw it. He's running out now. And all these guys, look at it. So many of them already injured. Donati. I mean, the attack speed on these pass guard is actually such a frustration as well. He has to run away again. Artie barely getting any food. Another wall low coming out. Krakeny. Beautiful thing about playing pass guard, they move quick enough that they can get away. And the crossbows just can't do anything. I mean, he's struggling to get mass together here. In fact, right now, military pop cap of 9. 6 of that is scholars. He's at least getting a lot of gold trickle, but my issue for Donny is he's not getting anything else. And you can see that the issue he's going to run into is how much gold he's going to have to spend per 100 food is going to leave him behind. Pass guard, again, just being a nuisance. He'll be able to commit under the scholars. He's going to set you back even further. He'll look to garrison at least, but one of them does go down. He'll be able to overwhelm the spears. Second wave should be coming in. Krakeny actually slowing down for the moment. As he moves out into the deer, that's going to inflate his food rates again. And, I mean, this is just feeling impossible for Artie to overcome. He's still idling 25 villages. I just want you guys to realize, by the way, that's all of Artie's villages. The only resource he's getting is passive gold. That's the only thing keeping him alive in this game. I just don't know if it's good enough. It's like Krakeny has at least slowed down with the pass guard, but that's because he's switching script now. A trebuchet is on the way. More pass guards soon to emerge as well. And that eco lead just continues to extend. I mean, it's 24 to 47. Actually, if you look at the numbers, it doesn't matter about the gold trickle. Krakeny's ahead in every regard right now. Very difficult game now for Don to recover. Man, Krakeny, that timing definitely blew a fuse in Donati's brain. He was not expecting it. Dude, Trebs against Palisades is actually a meme to watch. Hey, bada bada. Hey, bada bada. Swing. All right, he hit it that time. Just need to do that 2 more times with a very slow attack speed. Just no pressure, Krakeny, but just keep in mind your opponent is getting gold trickle from this every extra chunk of time it takes. Krakeny, after all that pressure, can Donati now recover? He's getting crossbows, he's getting lances, he does have the scholar heal. He also is holding him hostage with the wall potential. Krakeny will peel back. Able to do so quickly with this composition. And right now, actually not really threatened by what Donati has, because he hasn't brought the crossbows to the front side yet. In fact, he can just chase him down now. Uh-oh. There's enough damage here. Scholars are not going to survive this. He's going to be overwhelmed. Donati about to take a really bad fight. Crossbows also being targeted down, so the pass guard will last even longer. Spearman, focus fire onto the Lancers. A bad fight now for Donati to be taken. We'll try to peel back with the remaining relic. Chase is going to be given there. Scholars also being shrunk down. I mean, this has to be what? Yeah, just 4 Scholars remaining. This means we're going to have no heal in the fights. I think Donati just lost control of the mid-map entirely. And you understand why RT postures like this, right? It's the Trebuchet threat. If he sits back at home, the Treb comes to his base, and it's his military production buildings being killed. But that's now going to happen anyway. Crackerty's going to step back, but overall, he is looking incredibly comfortable in this game right now. We'll have to shift to a new deer stack. And he's already looking to peel off a few villages ahead of time to do that. Might even think about going for the boar. In fact, yes, he's going for it now. Love this choice. Because Donati, the way he just lost that fight, he's going to struggle to actually hold the front line and raid. He has to direct all attention towards Crackerty's force. 3 minutes left until the Sacred Site victory, so this is where Crackerty needs to get that decap. That's going to force a fight out of Donati, and the problem he now has, he doesn't have crossbow advantage anymore. You can see that Crackerty's answered that with his own. And also, if you're going mass crossbow, who stands on the Sacred Site? This is very difficult. Spinman are going to push away the Lancers that are attempting to do so. Crossbows are going to target down their Scholars first to make it easy peasy to clean up the range battalion. Spears are just baiting the fire. I mean, Donati's going after the wrong target here. He needs to try and get rid of the spears so he can move in, but now this commitment is going to once again cost him the army. Once again, no Scholars. Remember, they take a very long time to produce, 45 seconds and 90 gold each. Meanwhile, boar is now accessed by Crackerty. No! Sir? Kind sir? Guys, this is totally efficient, okay? Think of it this way. It's 25 food on each of these villages, times 7. Bam. 175 food for a long walk. Feels good. And, guys, it's worth it because he's getting an extra 20%. Look at that. Oh, incredible. All right, I'm going to stop now. Villager Rebellion from Artie. Oh, no. No, 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 no. This is not the move. Maybe for the Trebuchet, but not for this. I think Artie's just mentally done with this game. He's down to 33 eco. Oi, oi, oi. Villages will at least stabilize against this, but both sides even pulling villages. Wait, what? Crackerty committed the villages as well. Donati is defending the Sacred Site win condition. I thought they were crossbows. They won. Nest of Bees, though. He needs a front line to protect this. Just a few paths got to get pushed back. The crossbow's going to be in trouble. But he needs to hold. And the problem right now is because there's not a fully capped Sacred Site, the countdown timer isn't continuing right now. We'll go for the re-wall, but the Trebuchet can address that. Nest of Bees are going to push him away. Oi, oi, oi. This is actually a lot tighter than it appears. Even more so when you see Crackerty still not getting efficient gathering with the boar. At this rate, the boar will be fully harvested by the time Wallol Legacy number 2 begins. And now he's going to pick up the love this detail. Artie's going to defend the win condition the best way he can. Sacred Site's going to be a tough one for him, though, because of the Nest of Bees that he still doesn't have an answer to. He's going to try to commit the Lancers, but I don't think that's enough damage. And now the Nest of Bees are going to turn up the pressure a little here. He'll re-wall as quickly as possible. Crossbow's taking heavy damage, though. This Nest of Bees could actually be the difference, but he needs this Trebuchet to actually hit the bloody walls. I mean, it's a clock tower counterweight Trebuchet, not a Stormtrooper counterweight Trebuchet, so I'm a bit baffled at how bad it is at hitting targets. This is going to be uncomfortable for Artie. Yeah, he has to commit the villages, and they're heavily injured. He's going to be shifted across. One Nest of Bees and a dream. It's a dream come true at this rate. He'll try to go for a Wallol play, but that is just not going to work. The Scholar heals. Oh! Oh my god, Scholar heals! It's tight! It's tight! No! It's neutral units! What? Come on! No way! No way did Don just get that off the back of that! The panic out of Crackerty! He's lost. There's nothing he can do now. The only upside is that Don didn't get him. But Crackerty, the panic! He did not expect the heal to be good enough. Herbal medicine, eat your heart out. Oh my lord. What a game. What a beaut. If I said 5 minutes ago Donati was going to win this, you would have laughed me out of the room. But now look at him. We don't call him Artista for nothing. Because this was a beautiful painting. Oh, what a magnificent game.